Charlie and I don't think, and all the time we work together.
That's all the rules there are. I mean, if you buy things for far below what they're worth, and you buy a group of them, you basically. I'm a net buyer of stocks. I've been buying stocks ever since I was 11 years old. So when stocks go down, it's good news.
How do you time the big market moves so well?
The interesting thing is, obviously, we have the faintest idea what the stock market is going to do when it opens on Monday. We never have had. We have never made, Charlie and I don't think, in all the time we worked together, and I'll tell you something later on maybe about how learning takes place, but we have never, I don't think we've ever made a decision that where either one of us either said or been thinking we should buy or sell based on what the market is going to do.
No.
Or, for that matter, on what the economy is going to do. We don't know. We have not been good at timing. We've been reasonably good at figuring out when we were getting enough for our money. And we had no idea when we bought anything. Well, we always hoped it would go down for a while so we could buy more. And we hoped even after we were done buying and ran out of money that if it was cheap, the company would keep buying, in effect taking our interest up. I mean, that's stuff you could learn it in fourth grade, but that's not what's taught in school.
Some people should not own stocks at all because they just get too upset with price fluctuations. If you're going to do dumb things because the stock goes down, you shouldn't own a stock at all.
What are dumb things? Selling a stock?
Yeah, selling a stock as it goes down. I mean, if you buy your house at $20,000 and somebody comes along next day and says, I'll pay you $15,000, you don't sell it because the quote's $15,000. You look at the house or whatever it may be. Some people are not actually emotionally or psychologically fit to own stocks, but I think more of them would be if you get educated on what you're really buying, which is part of a business. And the longer you hold stocks, the less risky they'd be. You don't need tons of IQ in this business. I mean, you have to have enough IQ to get from here to downtown Omaha, but you do not have to be able to play three-dimensional chess or be in the bridge playing or something of the sort. You need a stable personality. You need a temperament that neither derives pleasure from being with the crowd or against the crowd.
Yes. What's going on, man? Let's pause old Uncle Warren there. What's going on, man? Welcome to Sunday service. My name's Gerald Peters. Hey, listen, Instagram, I may have to turn it off. So they throttle me. If I do, I'm live on YouTube right now, where it's a much better stream in my opinion. What's going on, Joseph? See, it looks like I got a camera. It looks like I got sound. And everything's good, man. Welcome to church. Sunday service, man. As a kid, I was raised Baptist. Sunday's an important day for that. That's the day they build their faith. And you think, man, maybe a lot of stock traders would be a lot better and stay in the markets and build wealth more if they went to stock church. Maybe if they had a book, maybe if they had something to believe in, something to practice, maybe their faith would be a little better. Because a lot of people don't have faith in the market, man. And in order to be successful, I am convinced 100%. You've got to be faithful. And you got to believe. It is imperative. This here is $INDU, which is the actual index to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now, most professional investors, most hedge funds, most ETFs, most things benchmark themselves against the S&P 500, which is the 500 largest, most profitable stocks companies in America. Okay, 500 of them. The Dow Jones is only made up of 30. So one of the reasons that people use the S&P is it's a broader representation of the entire stock market. I like the old Dow, man. I'm gonna be honest. When I first started studying the markets, one of the things that I spent a lot of time on was something called Dow theory. Dow theory was created by Charles Dow. And the Jones part comes from his partner. And they used to put out a newsletter and a wire, and that was his way of tracking the market. And he created an index called, and that was, they would use that in their newsletter. And he would sell this newsletter and he would send it by wire across America. As I don't know if you've looked at the early days of stock trading, but you guys are blessed. God came down from heaven and blessed you. I almost said the F word. I did not. Thank you, sir. I got someone here help me, looked at me. I almost said it, didn't I? So I try not to curse in church. Now, God came down and made it as easy for you as could be, so that when you get to heaven, you ain't got no excuses. He's going to look at you and say, why didn't you get rich? And you're going to say, because or you're going to have to give an account. Now, I think everybody should pursue it. And you say, why? Because you can, baby. It's available. Man, woman, or child. Young lady, old lady, fat ladies too. Anybody can do the stock market. You just got to have thumbs. And you might not even need thumbs. You might could use your toes. Like, you just got to be able to click the screen. That's it. That's all that's holding you out, man. So, that's where we're at, man. You just got to learn. And so I'm convinced that the best thing for you to do is not be trading options. A whole lot of you are like screaming right now. You're sitting in church and the pastor says, you shouldn't be going to the damn strip club, boy. And you know you are. You know you're going to the wrong places. And you smile and act like you're not. That's some of you right now. Fucking right. Oh, 10:05. Scratch that. Some of you right now know you're playing with options and know you don't know what you're doing. You know you're dumb as dirt, but you're trying to get rich quick. And you know it ain't going to work. And they probably lured you in, one of your friends. Lured you in. That's how it always works. The dumbest ideas, that's where they come from. Your friends, people closest to you, they try to bring you in. Now, I'm not against that, but I think there's a whole lot of stuff you got to learn before you can get down and dirty with the derivatives. Do you know what a derivative is? If the answer is no, you should not be trading options. Or Forex, by the way. Or penny stocks. Now, we can trade some leverage. We might talk about that. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Where are we at? Are we on YouTube? Yeah, we're on YouTube. Now, here's the thing. Now, I wrote this book, actually, really wasn't a book, man. If you go look at it, it's horribly written. Horribly written. You say, what do you mean? I said, here's what God told me. You ain't got to be that good. He said, listen, if nobody else is going to tell people, then your dumbass can do it. Just stumble through it. Just speak how you speak. Say what you got to say. Don't worry about it, because some people are going to listen. And it might just be the people dumb as you. It might just be the people just like you. Came from a trailer park, broken family, small mom. They didn't grow up in finance. Their parents didn't own stocks. They don't know shit about this. That was me, by the way. I was 28 years old before I bought an individual stock. Prior to that, I did some other dumb things with mutual funds, as people tend to do. This here, by the way, is a stock chart. Now, I was once interviewed on a podcast because I'm kind of famous. So I was interviewed on this podcast because they wanted to know how do you go from being poor white boy in a trailer park. The Trailer Park Boys, they made a TV show out of my family, by the way. Now, how do you go from that to building diversified portfolios, researching stocks, buying prop? How does that happen if you didn't learn it in high school? Your daddy didn't teach you. He's still broke. Your mama didn't teach you. She's fat on the couch. How are you supposed to learn this if nobody taught you? Then you realize, Spirit, man. Spirit, the guide, the universe. It speaks. The wind talks to whoever listens. And one day I just started listening. And I realized, I began to study these charts here. And when I first started studying charts, unlike a lot of you, they didn't give me the MACD. I didn't get all this shit, man. I had the luxury, or whatever you want to call it, of bumping into a man who was a friend of my dad's. And this friend of my dad's traded commodities on the commodity exchange. And my dad told him, my son is kind of interested in stocks. He's got a few houses and he's kind of going down that trail, and he's 31, 32, whatever I was, 33. Long time ago, 20-something years ago. And that's the reason I use bars, because the man that showed me used bars. And this is a bar. Now, you might be used to candlesticks. So if you just come over here, click this, we could click candlestick, and then we could update it, and there you go. Now, this is what most of you have. Now, the reason most of you have this is, honestly, you don't have a fucking clue why you use this. The only reason you use this is that was on there when they gave you the damn product. And so most people have never questioned why do they use candlesticks. And maybe you use it because you were dumb enough to do Forex in the beginning. And everybody in Forex, they're all ballers. They all use candlesticks. And so you've just used candlesticks ever since. That's most people. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the reason. If you ask them why, I don't know. But if you come over here, I like bars, man. I'm going to be honest. Bars tell you the same thing. Now, I had a friend of mine tell me he could see more in that. Man, you can't see more. I can see the same thing. And what I figured out, this right here is a I. Listen up, man. Listen up, Wealth Squad. Listen up, Money Flow Gang. These are special, man. Oh, they're taken for granted. I had a friend once tell me, oh man, I'm so busy. So busy I can't even look at them. I can't even imagine that. I could not live that life. It's not a fucking option. 10, 11. It's only been 2, bro, so relax. Was that a long enough pause? 10, 11. This bar here is everything. Now, I know you think there's an indicator, some magic do-winky, something you can wacky and wiki and put it in your pocket and smack it and lick it and hand it to someone, and somehow it's going to give you a buy and sell signal. All bullshit. Ain't no such thing. There ain't no magic stop formula. There ain't GP chat ain't gonna save your sorry ass. You sucked before it, you're gonna suck with it. It ain't gonna save you. As much as I had a kid try to tell me that now that they came out with GP chat, now he's gonna be a good trader. Nah, you're just a bad trader trying to use AI. It ain't gonna fix your problem, son. What'll fix your problem is you take all the shit off your chart and sit down and let's trade. Sit with me, man. In the morning, the stock market's going to open at 8:30, and I'm going to see the first tick. I'm probably going to watch all of them all day on a 1-minute chart. Tick, 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 tick. Now, what happens when I do that? I'm going to get like 360 of these bars. Now, imagine this for a second. Imagine. Stay with me. SAR King 2023. Janya. David. Stay with me. Listen. If I see 360 of these bars, and I use my same strategy that I use on a daily chart, stay with me. And what happens, man? What happens? How many stage ones do I get to see? How many breakouts do I get to buy? And how many stage 3s do I get to trim? And how many stage 4 breakdowns do I get to witness? Oh my God. Because here's the thing, man. A fractal is a never-ending pattern, and the money flow, which is this right here, I call it the money flow. Other people have used that name for other things. This is the money flow. Money flows in, money flows out. Money flows in, money flows out. That's what it's about. And the only difference between a stage 2 and a stage 4, besides you get little butt hurt when the screen's red and you feel sad. Oh, I don't feel good. My portfolio's down. And somehow you know, there are people out there that if a stock goes down, actually think that's bad. And yet we just heard the richest man in the world say he hopes it goes down. Then he said, if you don't hope it goes down, you probably shouldn't be in the stock market. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. That means scale of time. See, the money flow is all about time, man. Look at this. Look at this. What's the time on this? Take a guess. Is this a daily chart? Is this a 5-minute? Listen up, Chad. God damn, son. I'm trying to make you a good trader, man. Listen, is this a daily or is this a weekly? You don't know. And if this was a 1 minute, this is a 20-minute moving average. The system is, what's up, Paul? Dexter's here. Look, this is a 20, if it's on a daily chart, it's a 20-day moving average. If it's on a 1 minute chart, it's a 20-minute moving average. Look how much you know now. Now you understand the fractal nature of time. The entire system is fractal. Your broke ass can buy 1 share. I could buy 10. Warren Buffett could buy $1 million. And we're all buying the same stock, baby. It's fractal. Do you see how that works? Now, don't let all these things you see on here. Look at this. I took them all off, man. Most of you need to take off the moving averages because they actually kind of mess you up a little bit. I don't need a moving average to see the bottom of a chart, man. Let's find the bottom of a chart. So one day, my dad comes to me and goes, hey, there's a dude at my work who trades commodities. And he said that if you want to learn, and he goes, I would like to learn too. If you would like to learn, he will train us. But he says, here's the catch. You got to come every Saturday for like 12 consecutive Saturdays. Now that takes most of the people on here out of the game, right? Most people are going to be out. You're going to be like, oh man, my wife ain't going to let me do that, Gerald. I got to go to baseball practice. I can't go do that. Now that's going to be most people. But guess what I did? I figured it was a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. It ain't like you got to log into Discord. I mean, that's hard, Gerald. When you're busy at work, you can't make it to the Discord. That would require taking your thumb and moving over and hitting the fucking app. I can't do that. And what time is it? 10:60. GP said the F word. Gerald, I'm so busy. I can't log in on an app. So I would have to drive to this man's house. It was 35 minutes away every Saturday to sit in his garage and study charts for 12 consecutive Saturdays. And if he said you miss one, don't come back. And I actually didn't know what I was doing. I'd never seen it, but I was infatuated when I saw. Now, what he didn't teach me is what I'm going to show you. And maybe he knew it, but he wasn't doing it. But he did give me a very valuable lesson. One is the commitment to the process. Two is that you actually suck, even if you think you don't. Everyone does it first, and it takes time. And two, a lot of smart people have a very hard time with it. Matter of fact, the dumber you are, probably the easier it's going to be. And so what he taught me, one of the main things he taught me was to believe in. Now look at this. This is just a third grader with a crayon. Up, over, down, over, up, down, over, down, over. Okay? That's all we were doing right there. And then look at this. As if from God. And I began to see this pattern all the time. Now, he didn't show me this pattern. That's not what he showed me. He showed me how to use MACD and all these various indicators. But one thing he did show me was this. And he said, you see this? And when he showed me, it was like way over here. I mean, it was probably like up in here. It was right in here. 20, what was it? Right around 2022, 2002, 2003. Since this man showed me that, look at the Dow Jones. It's more than doubled. It's actually done more than that. Where are we at, YouTube? Now, this is the eye, the window into the soul of the market, man. Every day, one of these bars is going to print. Every day. Don't talk during church, son. Driven by recursion, fractals are images of dynamic systems, the pictures of chaos. Every day's chaos. Geometrically, they exist in between our familiar dimensions. For instance, trees, rivers, coastlines, mountains, clouds, seashells, and even hurricanes follow a particular pattern. That's how they do weather, by the way. It's how they do a lot of things. It creates this ongoing pattern. And we get information each day in the ongoing feedback loop driven by recursion. And that's this right here. That's trying to explain what's happening. This is the chaos. And what a beautiful chart, man. What a beautiful chart. And so what I figured out along the way, my 12 lessons with him, and he taught me everything I needed to know about indicators, really kind of slowed me down. Jane, don't ask questions. God damn. That question's in the book, man. Don't interrupt church with your questions, man. You don't know the question to ask. And so as we watch this, as we're looking at the stages, imagine if I told you you had to come, get in your truck every Saturday morning for 12 consecutive fucking Saturdays and drive over to some dude's house 30 minutes away to sit in his garage for 4 hours. Be honest with yourself. Would you have made it? Maybe. That's how crazy I am. That's how crazy I am. That's how committed I was. I can't get people to log into a fucking app. What time is it? 10:21. Sorry. Because they're busy. I'm so busy. I got a new job, Gerald. So busy on the toilet, I can't even open Discord. I don't know why 30-year-old men say that shit to me. Like I'm gonna be impressed. Oh, you're so busy. Like I wasn't 30. Get the fuck out of here. I told you guys, you got to sell that to your wife and your mama. That don't work on a grown man. That don't work on a grown man, fellas. At 30, man, shit. I'm running 2 different businesses, having kids. I'm trying to create a fucking empire and writing books. And I'm coming on here, man. Come on, man. So you got to sell the I'm busy story to somebody that actually gives a shit and is listening, because it ain't me. Here we go. So listen. What I discovered as I was going along the way, and what he told me is, look, over time, stock market goes up. It don't matter. It might crash. It might come down. It's going to go up. It's going to come down. It's going to go up. It's going to come down. It's going to go up. It's going to come down. But over time, stock market's going to go up. It's done that your entire life. Anybody that disagrees with that is completely wrong, because that's happened throughout all of history, throughout all of time. Market started way back here, and it's gone way up here. And throughout all of this time, there's soothsayers and people and prophets of doom and all these people with their, this and that. And, my whole life I've heard the dollar's going to crash and the fiat coming current, like all that shit. I've listened all my life. And in that time, housing has gone up and stocks have gone up. I know one thing is going to happen. Stocks are going to go up, housing prices are going to go up, and rent's going to go up, and the price of your car's going to go up, and food's going to go up. That I know. Everything you buy will go up, 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 up. And the only way to offset that is to own assets that appreciate or produce cash flow. Period. It's the only way, man. So that's why I became addicted to this. And as I began to study this, Now, I'm telling you, I got plenty of smart people that disagree, except the problem is history doesn't agree with them. And, okay. So what I began to see and what I began through other people. So as I left my friend there and I began to study and I took everything he showed me about indicators and I proceeded to lose about $70,000 over the next 5 years trying to trade options, Forex, and all the other dumb shit everyone does when they come into the market. And what I learned is I sat and I had bought some like AT&T and I just sat on it. And as I watched that stock, guess what it did? It just went up. And guess what happened? They gave me a dividend, which bought me more shares, which went up. And all my trading amounted to nothing. Listen, stop asking stupid questions. I'm actually trying to save your fucking life. And you're asking me about the dollar. I don't know how they regurgitate this shit over. All of my life, I have heard this shit about the dollar collapsing. And they just keep regurgitating and selling this same shit to a whole new group of people. What you need to fucking worry about is getting out of debt. What you need to worry about, sir, is not the fucking dollar. You need to get your ass out of debt. Stop taking and get your money into assets that are going to appreciate and make and produce cash flow. That's what you need to. You ain't got enough money to worry about where the dollar's going, man. It's a big mental masturbation. That's all it is. Just people. Bro, what the fuck? I'm so done with you. Yeah, man, I'm done with you, man. I don't like your logic, bro. You're picking on people. Because I believe the dollar is going to crash. Okay, man, let's look at the dollar. I'm going to calm down now. Since you guys are talking in church instead of listening, being disrespectful. Just chatting away instead of listening. Let's look at the great crash of the dollar. Let's pull it up, man. Where are we at? This, man, looks like it's going to hell in a handbasket. Let's see. Let's take it back. This is the great dollar crash. Look at it. You remember when the dollar was going to crash? Like, okay, let's take this back. Where are we at? Oh, 2011. It's definitely going to crash. China's going to take over. World's going to hell in a handbasket. Obama's the president. You know everything's going to be terrible. Oh, wait, it went up. How about that, man? So don't worry about that, man. That's not what you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is getting assets that appreciate or produce cash flow in the form of dividend stocks, in the form of land, businesses, or real estate. Let's see. Block that dude. He's talking too much there in church. Had to kick him out. Now, let me show you something, man. I'm not going to hold you much today in church, man. I just didn't want to let it go by. Let me show you something on the dollar since they brought this up, just total randomness. That looks a little bit like sideways, and that looks a little bit like up. That looks a little bit like sideways, and that looks a little bit like down, and then over, and then up, and then over, and then down, and then over, and then up. Huh. And that, my friends, is on a monthly on the dollar. Crazy, right? That pattern is pretty wild. Now, this is on the daily. Now, call me crazy. I didn't pick the dollar. The heckler in church picked the dollar. Who heckles in church, by the way? What's up with you, man? I'm a preacher of prosperity. Why would you talk over a preacher of prosperity? It don't make any sense to me. That looks a lot like sideways. That is the stage one. Now I'm going to tell that young lady, how do you know you went into a stage two? You ain't in stage one anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Like we broke out, man. So we broke out, meaning there was a clear stage one, which was price going sideways, right? Let's look at it here. And you go, how do you know it goes sideways? I don't know. Look at it. It looks like it goes sideways. And you can see the moving averages start to go fucking side. What time is it? 10:28. sideways. And then what we're looking for is a break, an official breakout, according to the money flow. If you have the book, don't be cheap. Sounds like she doesn't have the book, man. Why are you being cheap, man? You're going to spend that on lunch. It breaks above the 20-day moving average right here. Now, you can have a breakout in process before the 20-day moving average. Let me give you an example. Now, look at this, guys. This is a penny stock on a daily chart. Once you learn this pattern, you're going to see the pattern everywhere. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Right? You're going to see it everywhere. Listen up, Mike. I'm trying to save your soul, man. So you're going to see it everywhere. You're going to see it everywhere. Now, what that green line's going to do is give you just a little bit of reference and focal point, but don't get too hung up on the green line. It's just to help you see the money flow, period, okay? We really don't need them once you learn it. But you can see it, and if you give me a blank chart, I can usually draw in where price breaks out above the 20-day. Let's try it. I'm going to say it's about right there. And then I'm going to say here, it's about right there. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Sometimes I get it right on the money. Sometimes I get it wrong, though. We're going to add this moving average. And let's make it green, because I like my 20 days green. Let's see. Oh, God darn, Gerald. Look at you, baby. Look at you. Live on television, too, man. You can't fake that, right? This is live. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on Instagram, man. How can a man fake it? So if you just look at enough, I don't need moving averages. I've ascended into the presence of God. I don't need moving averages. I'm bigger than moving averages. I already see the moving average because I'm in flow with the pattern. Once you're in flow with the pattern, you don't need a moving average. It's just there to help out the newbies. Damn sure don't need AI. I damn sure don't need an indicator. Let me give you another example. Most of the time when I day trade, I do it naked. Not me naked. I'm not the professor, man. I don't sit naked. My charts are naked. Sometimes my 1 minute is just naked. Just a naked chart. I don't even need the indicators. What was the other one I was gonna show you, man? I've done this little test spot on where I do it live and they give me the ticker and then I pick it and man, once you do it a few times, you can just bang them. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Interesting penny stock, by the way. I don't talk about penny stocks anymore because it seems like they want to arrest influencers talking about penny stocks. This one here is called GP. I like it. I like the pattern, the way it flows. Last time you're going to hear me talk about it, but I do have it in the newsletter in the back, by the way. Let me show you. Go back to the back. I know most of you know this, but I might have some new people if I didn't lose them. But oh my talking, man, so hostile today. Hey, don't come into church asking questions about stocks. God damn. Can I not have a church service where people ask me a question about a stock? Can we just do church, man? Go look back here. And if you look in the state of the market, you'll see my stage ones, my threes, my breakouts, new swings that I'm playing, growth stocks I'm looking at, ideas and thoughts that I'm playing on. Dividends, I'm going to collect about $402 of dividends this week. We got BX paying us. Listen up, Money Flow Gang. You should be in BX if you're a friend of mine. Damn. We got BX, we got New Core Steel, and we got AG and C. All my friends should be in AG and C. So we're getting paid this week from them. I have them set to buy more shares, by the way. So this is kind of some stuff I'm looking at. These aren't quite ready, but they could be ready this week, okay? These are the dogs of the doubt. You got to be up front and cozy with all of these. Don't even ask about it. If they're on a stage one, you should nibble if you got them. These are these new 1.5 leverage stocks These are that's Facebook, but it's 1.5. That right there is 1.5 for Coinbase, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple. Those are pretty cool. Check those out when you get a chance. Let's check out our. I want to show you this. Lady asked me about how do you know it's a stage 1 to a stage 2. You got to get above that 20-day moving average to officially be what we call in the money flow world a breakout. And that's where price. Stan Weinstein is the one that hit me to this, man. Stan Weinstein was the next mentor I had after the guy that I spent 12 Saturdays at his house, and then I proceeded to lose $70,000 trying to do dumb shit while trading. And then I decided I probably should learn how the actual stock market works, how dividends work, how PE ratios work, how sectors work, and a balanced portfolio, and the difference between a mutual fund and an ETF and an ETN and a business development company and a closed-end fund and a REIT. Like I just had to sit and study and learn shit besides just trying to make money. And I began to do that. But anyway, that's where I came. One day playing poker, I'm at a casino, and I saw it clear as day this here, the 4 stages of price movement. And I realized Stan Weinstein had it wrong. Stan was doing it on a weekly chart, and it dawned on me that this all came together on a daily chart. And while playing cards at a casino, drinking beer, God came to me and showed me this clear as day. And maybe you say that wasn't God. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just the Spirit. Maybe it's my own brain. Maybe it's the collective consciousness. I don't know what it was. But ever since, it's been helping me, man. And I can't tell you the number of stocks that I bought because I was just standing there, and there it was. And he just spoke to me. One of our first big wins when I started the money flow was H&R Block. And I was intoxicated in a car partying. And when I looked up, I saw the sign, H&R Block. It was lit up. Actually hurt my eyes a little bit. And I pulled up the chart. See, your other friends wouldn't have pulled up the chart. They'd have just looked at it and looked away. That's not how I roll. I pulled up my chart, and I saw it was a stage 1. And I bought it, and we proceeded to make about 150% on that. And that's how God works. And it's all around you when you're tuned into the money flow and you understand the pattern of price movement and you believe in the stock market like I do, full-heartedly, 100 fucking percent. You can put fucking double, triple at 1036, said it 4 times in that I believe 100% in the stock market, 0 doubt. And that gives me full power and assurance and strength and confidence to be courageous when other people are scared. And that's how I've built my wealth, is buying shit when other people are selling it. And then based around this formula. And whether you're day trading, which is obviously a different game, which I will be doing in the morning, live in our day trading room. I will be day trading the TQQ. And if you look at this, what is it doing? It's breaking out, right? So I will be trading on a 1-minute chart to the upside. And if I don't know about you, but let me show you something. Hang in there, Pikachu. Let me show you something. That looks like sideways. And there's the RSI. That's a stage 3, my friend. And that's a stage 4 decline. And that's a stop. And this right here is a buy signal. And if that was on a daily chart, that is the exact same thing I just showed you on a daily chart on Tesla. It's exactly how I play day trading. That breakout, we bought it. If you go look at my log, I posted on page 4. I don't know if you post your log. I write mine down every day. So that breakout is the same as this breakout, and we rode it all the way. Had a big win. Made some money on Friday. I think it's our 8th consecutive week in a row. Doesn't mean every person. It just means if you'd have executed every trade correctly on time, we've had 8 weeks of pretty solid trading. We had 1 week there where the first 3 days were horrific. And then we caught a $2 move straight up all day. And that really made up for a lot. Now, if you'd have missed that, obviously you might not have had a winning day that day. And that's the way the market rumbles. And that's the way trading goes. And everyone's trading their own account. And, you can mess up. I mess up. People mess up, man. But here's the great thing. You get another day tomorrow. They're going to let you play tomorrow. So whether you're playing on a 1 minute, like I like to do, or on a daily chart like I like to do. You know, we're in this. We've been in gold. We added to our gold, right? Right? Remember? We rode this whole thing up. Stage 3, got out, came down, back in, rode it up, and now we've been adding to this gold trade. Do I trust Binance Exchange? No. Don't ask questions in church, man. Don't interrupt church for those dumb questions. Of course, I don't trust Binance. I don't trust any of those motherfuckers. 1038. No, I would be out of Binance, by the way. I would be in Coinbase, and I'd get my shit off of Coinbase and onto a ledger. That's it, man. I just wanted to come on and teach, not say too much, not talk. And if you go look, I've updated the newsletter. Go to thepetersreport.com. You can see what I got going on, what I believe is going to be happening this week. Let's see. State of the market. I write this every Sunday. What I see, what I'm looking at, what I'm trying to do. If you're looking for someone to trade with, I highly doubt you got a friend watching the markets closer than me. You might have. Maybe you do. Let me know who it is. But, you know, for the price of a sandwich, we could be friends. Whenever I make moves, I text it right to your phone. Right to your phone, man. First, we let them know what's up in Discord, and then we text it out, you know. And, you know, that doesn't mean you have to act on it. It just lets you know if you're at work and you're busy. Your friend GP's watching the charts and letting you know, like today. I don't know. Maybe you got friends doing that. So this is my plan for this week. You ain't got to worry about me getting on Reddit and buying some shit. I don't know what it is. That's not how I roll. Everything's planned out. Everything's ready. But if you look, you know, I log everything. So everybody that was my friend got a text that said, hey, I'm adding to this. Oh, by the way, I'm adding to this too. They can do what they want. What I'm trying to show them how to do is use the book. And so if I ever shoot one out, you know, it'll match the money flow perfectly. So that's all I do all day, waiting for the exact entry, for the exact point to make it work, and then try to balance the portfolio so we're not all up in growth stocks and completely unleveraged. We're not trying to do that, man. We're trying to have our everything in our buckets. We're trying to be debt-free. We're trying to build our dividend stocks. We're trying to build our growth portfolio, our Bitcoin, and we're trying to trade. Oh, by the way, let's buy some houses while we're at it if we can, man. So you get what I'm saying? If you want to do that, man, you got to own my book first because you got to know the strategy. I don't want no dum-dums, man. So if you know you're dumb, just listen. Listen a lot. Watch what we're doing. Look at the plays I send out. Now, you might say, oh, I ain't got the money to take all those. Paper trade them, man. What you're going to get from me is what I got from that guy for 12 Saturdays in a row. You're going to see someone execute on the money flow, exactly how you're supposed to do it, and then you're going to get all that experience. So, and anybody day trade with me, I try to talk them out of using real money until you can make 10,000 points. If you can't make 10,000 points, you ain't got no reason to be trading money. You got to make those points, man. So trading 1,000 shares, and you got to make 10,000 points. If you can't make 10,000 points, you ain't got no business trading. If you can't take 1,000 share pops, which would be $28,000, but we're paper trading, so it's paper money. And if you can't do that, and you can't make it to 10,000, yeah, it might take you a little while. But trust me, you get to 10,000 positive points, you've learned how to trade, my friend. You probably got 500 money flow trades under your belt. So that's what I'm trying to do, help people, equip them. And not to tell you what to trade, but try to teach you how to trade so that then you'll be my friend, sending me texts on a Sunday night at 10:42 going, hey, G, did you see this? Did you read about this? So I got an army of friends that do that. I hope you do too, man. Come on, man. What's up? Let's get back. See you tomorrow, man.
1,000 people agree with you. And you're not right or wrong because 1,000 people disagree with you.